Hi guys, my name is Lebo and I talk about life, relationships, spirituality, things that we need to unpack in order for us to go back to our authentic selves. So I just want to touch on the issue of men who neglect their kids, reject their kids, or even pretend they don't have kids. So you hear women saying, their baby mamas are cursing these men, and that's why things are not working out. That's why even in their marriage, their marriage is failing, their marriage is not working out. It is simply because these men are rejected by their own guardian angels. No person in this life has the power to curse any human being. If that were the case, all of us would go around cursing people because we would know what the outcome is of cursing people, right? You would know that if you curse a certain person, the negative energy that you've sent, to that person's way would work. And as a result, there would be a lot of chaos. There would be a lot of chaos because all of us would just be going around sending, the energy curse to that person, and that person would be returning the same energy, and it wouldn't end. So because that doesn't work, some baby mamas actually go the African magic, the African science way to deal with their baby daddies who are either not taking care of their kids emotionally or financially. Now that we know that people don't have the power to curse anyone, we can park that aside. Most men don't understand the importance and value of looking after their children, whether they still have a relationship with the mothers of their children or not. When children are born, they are connected to a long line of a bloodline that is tied to both this man and this woman. So if as a man, you are tied to a line of great women, great men who loved the concept of families, who loved looking after children, who loved nurturing, who loved protecting, and who loved building, and you come here and you decide that you are not going to form part of this line that thrives in looking after their children, they are going to shift and they are going to allow you to do as you please because you feel that you don't want to be tied to something that used to work. And apart from being tied to something that has worked for decades, it is not permissible for you as a person to neglect your flesh and blood because your child is your flesh and blood. They are connected to every fiber of your being. So if you decide that you don't want to have any connection with someone who is tied to you, to every fiber of your being, you are essentially rejecting yourself. And those angels who are watching over you, who are wanting you to do good, who are wanting you to be valued, who are wanting you to be principled, cannot familiarize themselves with you because you don't represent what they know you to be or what they know themselves to be because you are connected to your bloodline, to your guardian angels who happen to be your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your parents who become your living angels when they are still alive. So if you come and you don't want to recognize a part of yourself in your children, you are actually shaming this long line of people who are watching over you, looking over you, wanting to bless you, wanting to make sure that you have the ability and the resources to look after your kids. So because you have decided that you don't want to look after your kids, especially boy children, because they are entrusting you to look after your boy children who would then ensure that your surname continues for years to come. But if you decide that you don't even want to be connected to your boy children because of selfish reasons, because of reasons that are known to you, you then shame your ancestors or shame your guardian angels. And as a result, because they can't identify with your character, with your personality and your traits, they move away. And they would then rather go and protect your kids that you have neglected, who happen to now be staying with their mama. So most women who are looking after these children who were rejected by their fathers are in most cases blessed because the angels who were meant to protect this man by virtue of protecting his kids now shift away from this they cannot identify with, and they go and look after the mothers of the children because they are essentially looking after their blood. That is why you find a lot of women who are looking after boy children, girl children, are extremely blessed because the guardian angels of these children want these children to grow and become a representation of who they once were. Some of them were not able to, do things that they wanted to do or complete things they wanted to do. And these kids sort of continue that line or sort of continue some of the things these great women and men used to do or wanted to do in their lifetime. And these kids grow up to become extremely successful because of that. But because these kids, Libon, they cannot identify with who they are. They start having identity issues. And most of them, even if they were in line to have a successful future because of the protection they have from their guardian angels, they are unable to do so because of the disconnect they have between who they are and what they are meant to do. Because some of the lessons they need to know, or some of the wisdom and some of the encouragement they need to get, are from their fathers. But because their fathers themselves are lost and cannot seek guidance or do not know what their own purpose is, they leave their sons to figure this life thing out. And as a result, their sons and their daughters end up growing to have identity issues. And sometimes guardian angels are more lenient on girl children because they know that girls will eventually grow up to be women who get married and change their surnames and move to, building another family. They will be very hard on boy children and very hard on the fathers of these children because they know that as a boy, as a man, as you get older, as you want to have your family, as you want to build, as you want to grow, you are the one who is now meant to continue making sure that this bloodline continues for years to come. So in short, in a nutshell, these men are not cursed by their baby mamas. No one has the power to curse anyone. No one has the power to curse anyone in this life. But these men are cursed by their own guardian angels, their own ancestors, because they do not permit for their children to neglect their children. Now, as a woman who is raising boy children, who is raising girl children, and you know for a fact that your baby daddy loves his children, wants to have a relationship with his children, release those children, because you are also contributing to the major problem that we have of these kids suffering from identity issues. So once we have kids, it's no longer about us. It's no longer about the physical. It's no longer about the bitterness, the hurt, and the anger. It's about what the purpose is for these children who are here, brought through a portal, which was that baby daddy who is bitter, or that baby daddy who actually wants to have a relationship with their child. So the best thing you can do for yourself is allow that person access to this child so that you can see what that contribution will do to your child. And you'll find that it builds their self-confidence. You'll find that they are more eager to, do this life thing because they have access to that male figure that wants to impart knowledge, wisdom, and resources to them in order for them to continue being in line with what was and what was said before. Yes, and some men will say, but she said she was preventing, she said she was on contraceptives, she was on the pill, I didn't want a child. That's besides the point. That's besides the point. Once your child is alive, once your child is here, that no longer matters, because you have someone who is essentially part of you, part of a bigger plan that is in line with their own purpose, but tied and connected to you. And if as a woman you are dating someone who says they don't want a child, don't force issues. Use contraceptives, use protection. Both of you should actually use protection. If you are a man and you say, I don't want to have a child, it is your responsibility to use protection. Because at the end of the day, that punishment is going to fall on you so hard, and you will not be able to get away with it. So, yes, it's tough. Yes, we don't understand, but always think about that. Once a child is born, it's no longer about you. It's no longer about the mother of your child. It's always about those kids. So, let me know what you think in the comment section. Otherwise, love.